Okay, is the screen is visible? Hello. The screen is visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah. So last class we were discussing about the properties of the systems. Okay. So just we'll briefly rush through that. What are all the properties which we have defined? So what is the first one? Which is stable system. Okay, if your output y of t or y of n, if it is said to be stable system, then it should be bounded, it should possess some bounded value of output for a bounded value of input. Okay, so that then we said that the system is stable system. And second one, the memoryless system and memory systems, is it not? So memoryless, so what is meant by memoryless? It should not,
It contains present and present values,
it should not contain any,
past values.
memoryless means it should not contain any past values or future values. Okay, only the present value it will be containing. Okay, so that is what memoryless system. So if it is having memory means it will be either it will be contain past values or it will be contain future values, that will be call it as memory system. So memoryless means it should not,
Contain any
yeah, it should not contain,
future or past.
yeah, it should not contain any past or future values. Okay. So now what is next? Third one, causal or non-causal system. Causal and non-causal. So when we said the system is causal, so
The
if
output depends only on the past or present.
yes, so the causal means it doesn't depend on the future, only it should depend on the past or present values. Okay. So if the system is said to be causal system, so it should the output depends only on present or past values. Okay. So now, so this is about the causal and non-causal system. So now coming to the time invariant, if we want to set the system is time invariant, if we want to say the system is time invariant, so if the input is shifted by a value of say for example t naught, then the output corresponding output should also shift
be
by
shifted by the
same value. So then we will set that system as time invariant.
same.
So now coming to the last one, linear property. Linear property. So what it should contain? So it should generally satisfy two properties, that is actually additive property and
Superposition.
homogeneity. Actually this both will call it as superposition. Okay. So in the last class just I gone through superposition as well as homogeneity, right. So if it satisfies this additive and homogeneity, then we will call that system as superposition property. It contain or it possesses superposition property. So if you want to set the the system should be linear if it possesses this superposition, or if we check directly the superposition property, then we can say the system is linear. So, combination of this additive and homogeneity property we will call it as superposition. Okay. So, homogeneity property. Sorry. Okay. So, make sure that, so here, so if the system contains or system satisfies the additive as well as homogeneous property, then that system is said to be have superposition property, then that system will call it as linear system. Otherwise, if any of these properties, if it is not satisfied, or if the superposition property if it is fails, then we will call that system as non-linear. So, we have seen the example of a just capacitor, then we will see some more examples or some more problems on this. So, then we will come to know. Okay. So, now take an example. So, if the system so just take an example of this, which is x of t, the input x of t, which is multiplied by a cos omega c t. So, the output produced by this is y of t, which is equal to x of t into cos omega c t. So, this is your output. Now, check all the properties for this system. Check all the properties. Okay. Just try to do it. So, just try to check it whether it is stable, or if it is causal, non-causal, or memory, memoryless. Just we will go one by one. So, check whether it is having a memory. What is the actual output signal, which is equal to x of t into cos omega c t. So, now see, is there any past or future values here? Only it depends on the current input of the value t in both the cases, is it not? So, since it is only possess the present value, since the output value depends on only on the present value, output depends only on present value, then what we can say this system?
It's memoryless.
Yeah, the system is said to be memoryless. Okay. So, now coming to the causal or non-causal, what you have? See here, is there any past values here, or
No, sir.
there is no past values, there is no future values. For the causal system, it should
has to
depend,
be,
either it may be present or past values, it should depend, right? So, then
sir.
the system is said to be causal system, because it does not depend any future value also, is it not?
Yes,
So,
sir.
if we want to set the system is non-causal, it should depend on the future values. So, here in this system there is no future values present. So, that is why it is only having a present value. So, that is why the system is,
Causal.
yeah, the system is causal. Okay. So, now coming to the time invariant property. Now, just you shift the input x of t by the value variable t naught. Okay. So, now I will take that as y1 of t, which is in the input side I am shifting only the signal x of t, because we need to shift the input x of t. Okay. So, if I shift the input x of t, it is x of t minus t naught into cos omega c t. make sure that here only the input I have shifted, okay, only the input I have shifted. So, that I will call it as y1 of t. So, now I will shift the output, okay. Now, I will shift the output which is y of t minus t naught. Now, if you shift the output variable t by t minus t naught, now in the complete expression wherever t is there, you have to replace it by t minus t naught. So, now what will become x of t minus t naught into cos of omega c into t minus t naught. Now, see whether this y1 of t and this output, whether it is same. Now, this is output shifted expression, this is output shifted. So, now see whether these two equations are same, because here input I have shifted and here the output I have shifted. See whether these expressions are same.
No, sir.
No. So, if it is same, then only we can say the system is time invariant, otherwise the system is time variant. So, now this system we can tell it as system is not time invariant. Is it not understood? Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt, all of you? Or if I am going fast, you tell me, I will go slow. If you are feeling it is fast, then I will go slow. So, have you understood now this one? Is there any doubt? So, respond, otherwise I will not get it. All of you should respond, at least one or two people.
Yes, I got it, sir.
Okay. So, now we will go to the next property which we need to
Check additive and homogeneous nature, linear system.
or else you directly you can
For
check
superposition.
for superposition. Okay. So, now we have to check for linearity, that is linearity property. So, now what is your output signal, which is equal to x of t into cos of omega c t. Okay. So, now just if I take x1 of t, so what your output y1 of t it will produce, which is equal to x1 of t into cos omega c t. Okay. Now, in the similar way, if I take x2 of t, which will be produced by y2 of t, which is equal to x2 of t into cos omega c t. Okay. So, now if I replace the input signal, so say for example, this is expression 1. In the expression 1, I will change the, or in equation 1, I will change x of t, that is x of t I will just scale it by alpha 1 and x1 of t, plus I will scale it x2 of t by alpha 2, which is x2 of t. Now, I will replace this x of t in the equation 1. So, now what we will get? So, your y of t will be equal to, now replace the x of t, okay, x of t by this expression. So, that means alpha 1 into x1 of t plus alpha 2 into x2 of t, this multiplied by your cos omega c t. Okay. So, now just multiply the expression y1 of t, sorry y of t, what you will get? So, this is alpha 1 into cos omega c t into x1 of t
Plus
yeah alpha 2
alpha 2 cos omega ct
yeah x2 of t into
cos omega
cos
ct.
omega ct. So now just you observe,
It's superposing.
yeah, what it is having, y1 of t we are having x1 of t into cos omega ct, y2 of t is, it is having x2 into cos omega ct. So we can write it as alpha 1 into y1 of t plus alpha 2 into y2 of t. So then this output, just if you observe, it possesses the additive property also. Here say for example, if you are taking two inputs with addition, the input with the two input signal which is having addition, it will produce the output with the same additive outputs. And also the outputs, if the input is scaled, then the output is also scaled, is it not? So this is a scaling, or we can say homogeneity. If the input is scaled by a value of alpha 1, then the output is also scaled by a alpha, the same factor alpha 1. So that is why it is possess both homogeneity as well as additive property. So if both it is satisfies, we will call it as, so the system possess superposition property. So the system is, we can set it as system is linear.
Sir, if generally a system is linear,
Okay.
it will be a stable system, right?
So generally we need to check whether it is a bounded value. So we will check for this whether it is stable or not, then we will come to know. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So first we need for a stable system, so we need to check whether the input and output both are bounded or not. Generally if you take linear system, even if you take ramp system, right, just if you take an example of ramp, so it is a linear only, but the output is not bounded, it is going to up to infinite, right. So we cannot say exactly whether the linear system always it is a stable system. We need to check whether it is a bounded input and bounded output system. Okay. So now we will check for stability of this system, that is stability. So now if you take y of t which is equal to x of t into cos omega ct. So now what is the maximum value of cos omega ct? So what is the, if say
Cos.
if you take this angle value, so it is always less than or equal to maximum value 1, is it
1,
not?
yes, sir.
So now if this is 1, then what is your output? Y of t, it is always,
X of t.
so this x of t, if it is whatever value you take, if you multiply by less than or equal to 1, it will give less than that value. So that means,
Yes, sir.
so it should be less than or equal to x of t into cos omega ct, right. So
Yes,
now
sir.
if the input, if you are in, I do not know what is the input of x of t now, as of now, if this input is the stable, that is bounded input, okay. If the input is bounded input, so then your output is also bounded. So if, so it depends now, if we want to say the system is stable, then you have to look it for input. If your input is bounded input, then the output is also bounded, then only we can say the system is stable. Then we can say that this system is stable. Otherwise, if the input is not bounded value of the signal, if we cannot say, the output is also not bounded and the system will become unstable. Okay. So is it understood? All of you? Is it understood or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is what the stability of this, whatever the system which we have represented. Okay. So, now we will go to the next problem. So, take this one and try to solve it. So, which is I will give it as okay, just I will give the shift operation, that is unit delay. I take the x input value x of n, just it is shifted by unit delay. So, then what is your y of n? What is the input output relation y of n? It is just unit delay x of
Yes,
n.
one.
So, this is your input output relation. Now, just check whether it is stable memoryless, or if it is causal, it possesses linearity property, or it possesses the time invariant property. Check it, I will give just few minutes, and one by one you go on telling it whether it is it memoryless?
It's memory.
So, the
It
system,
possesses past values, right?
yeah, so it is having a memory. The system is
Hence,
having system possesses memory. Okay.
and it's casual also.
So, and also it is causal system, and also it is a causal system because it depends on the past value. Okay. So, now come to the time invariant, check it. Is it time invariant?
Values will remain. It changes, right? So it's time invariant.
Yeah. So, if the input changes by a value of n naught, the output
And the
will
output is also
yeah,
changed.
will it change the output?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you checked that one? Just take,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
I put n is equal to n minus 1.
yeah, n minus n naught. You need to put
N minus n naught. Then I'll get x is equal to n minus n naught minus 1.
yes. So, the output is shifted by, just I will shift the input here by a value of n naught. Okay. So, now you change the output now.
Yes, sir. Y is equal to n minus n.
Yeah. So, now just change n minus n naught at the output side. So, now wherever the input is there n,
Yes.
you replace it by n minus n naught. So, now you see whether both these are equal. Is it y of n is equal to y of n minus n naught? Yes, because the expression is same here. Okay. So, then the system is
Time invariant.
yeah, time invariant. Now, check it for linearity.
It is linear itself, right, sir?
Now, see, it is linear. So, because if you multiply it by value of alpha, and if you
Alpha.
take x1 and x2, if you add it, so definitely it will
You'll
give,
get same value.
yeah, it will give the
Additive
superposition.
nature.
Yeah, additive nature as well as the homogeneous property. Okay. If it is scaled by alpha value, the output is also scaled. So, then it possesses the superposition.
Superposition nature.
Yeah. So, just I will write the expression. So, if you take x1 of n, which is produced by y1 of n, which is equal to x1 of n minus 1. So, or you can take the x of n minus 1 only. So, if you take x2 of n, which is produces by y2 of n, which is equal to x2 of n minus 1. So now if I change the input x3 or x of n, just I will take x of n equal to alpha 1 into x1 of n plus alpha 2 into x2 of n. So what will happen? Just our y of n, it will be a, so x of n minus 1. So now change the input x of n to these values, it will give alpha 1 into x1 of n minus 1 plus alpha 2 into x2 of n minus 1, which is equal to alpha n into y1 of n plus alpha 2 into, that is y2 of n. Now this will possess a superposition theorem. It satisfies superposition theorem or superposition property. So this system is, so the system is linear. Okay. So now come to the next problem. We just take another problem, which is take y of n, which is equal to n into x of n. Take this and try to solve. So all of you are doing? Just put it in the chat box. All of you are doing? Hello, Deepika, Gaganashri.
Yes, sir.
Tell the answer whether the system is memoryless or memory.
Memoryless, sir.
Memoryless. Okay. So next causal, is it causal system?
Yes, sir. Causal system.
So because it is only depends on the present value. So it is not
Okay,
depending
sir.
on any future value. That's why it is a causal
Causal
system.
system.
Okay. Check it for time invariant. Is it time invariant?
Yes, sir.
Is it time invariant? Check it once properly.
Doesn't
Variant.
We will see whether it is time invariant or not. So now first I will shift the input value, that is only input value. So if I shift the input value by, sorry, so this is x of n minus n naught. Okay. So just here I am shifted only the input, that is n minus n naught. Here only input is shifted. Now I will shift the output, that is y of n minus n naught. So, now here we have to change wherever n is there, that is n minus n naught. Now, see whether y1 of n and this expressions are same, is both are equal?
No.
No. So, then how you will say that it is time invariant? Is it not?
It's not time invariant.
Yeah. So, if the input is shifted by n naught value, then the output produced by that input, it should only vary. So, the output value by n naught. So, the expression you see, so one more variable also it is changing by n naught, and these two expressions are not same. So, that is why it is not. So, the system is not,
A time invariant.
yeah, system is not time invariant, it is a time variant. Is it understood, Gaganashri?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Understood, Gaganashri? You said it as time
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So,
Yes, sir. I said it as
so you understood?
no, sir. I didn't say that.
Okay. I heard like that. Okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay. So, next you try to do it the linearity property. So, whether it possesses linearity or not?
It possesses, sir.
It possesses. Okay. Yeah, it possesses. Just we will check it once how this it will happen. That is, so just the output which is equal to n into x of n. So, now just if I give input x1 of n, the output produced by y1 of n is, which is equal to n into x1 of n, and similarly the x2 of n if I give, which will be y2 of n, which is equal to n into x2 of n. And if I scale this factor, that is if I take x of n, which is equal to alpha 1 into x1 of n plus alpha 2 into x2 of n. Now, if you change the input x of n, what is your output expression? Y of n equal to n into alpha 1 x1 of n plus alpha 2 x2 of n. So, now if you multiply this one, what you will get? Alpha 1 into n x1 of n plus alpha 2 n into x2 of n. So, now we can write it as alpha 1 into this one, we can write it as y1 of n plus this we can write it as y2 of n. So, now this y of n, it satisfies superposition theorem or superposition property. So, then the system is linear. Okay. So, now we will check only the linearity as well as time invariant property for some problem. So, that we will do it now. So, just take one more problem, which is so for the following systems we check only the linearity and linearity and time invariant properties. So, the first one you just take y of t which is equal to t square into x of t minus 1. Check whether this system is linear and time invariant, it possesses both or not. Check it. Whether it is time invariant?
No, sir.
It is not time invariant.
Variant.
No, sir. It varies, and now input and output operations will be different.
Okay, it is different. Yes, because of the variable this t. So, because it is
Yes, sir.
because of that variable, it does not have time invariant property. It varies with the time. Okay, that I will just we will do it once, check, and will further will do it, and by the time you try to do it linearity property. Okay. So, now I will take y1 of t. So, only I will shift the input. So, if I shift the input x of t minus t naught minus 1, this is only input shifted. Okay. So, now I will shift the output y of t minus t naught. So, then you will get which is equal to t minus t naught square into x of t minus t naught minus 1. So, now your y of t minus t naught which is not equal to y1 of t. So, the system is not time invariant. So, now check it for linearity.
Linear, sir.
Is it linear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it possesses linearity property. So, we will check that also. So, phi of t which is equal to t square x of t minus 1. Now, if I just take x1 of t as an input, your y1 of t will be which is equal to t square into x1 of t minus 1. Similarly, x2 of t, if you take, it will produce y2 of t which is equal to t square x2 of t minus 1. So, now if I replace the x of t by alpha 1 into x1 of t plus alpha 2 into x2 of t. So, now what your output will produce y of t which is equal to t square into alpha 1 into x1 of t minus 1 plus alpha 2 into x2 of t minus 1. Now, this will be equal to alpha 1 t square x1 of t minus 1 plus alpha 2 t square x2 of t minus 1. Okay, so now we can write this one as y1 of t and this one as y2 of t. So then your output will be y of t equal to alpha 1 y1 of t plus alpha 2 y2 of t. So now there is a system process superposition theorem, and the system satisfies superposition theorem or superposition property. So the system is said to be linear. So now take one more example. Okay, so y of n, which is equal to x square of n minus. Try to do it, this one, whether it is time invariant or linear, check it. Is it time invariant?
Time variant.
Is it time variant or time invariant?
Variant. Time
Invariant.
invariant.
Okay.
Since x square is a general factor, it doesn't changes with respect to time.
Yeah. So since it is not changing with respect to time, so it is possess, it is the property time invariant property. Now check whether it is linear or not.
It's linear.
Check it once. So now just check it once, x1 of n, if you just put it, y1 of n, what it will become, which is x1 square of n minus 2. Similarly, x2 of n, which produces y2 of n, which is equal to x2 square of n minus 2. So now if you put x of n, which is equal to alpha 1 x of x1 of n plus alpha 2 x2 of n. Okay. So now if you put this one in this expression, what you will get, y of n, which is equal to alpha 1 x of, that is because it gives the square value, so which we need to put whole square, that is, so since it is square, it should apply to both plus values. So that is why it is x1 of n minus, so square plus alpha 2 x square of n minus 2. So it applies to complete a plus b whole square formula, because this square applies to both the inputs x1 of n and x2 of n, because we are replacing the x of n with x1 of n as well as x2 of n. So that is why, so it will applies to square both the signals. So that is why it will give 2 alpha 1 alpha 2 into x1 of n minus 2 into x2 of n minus 2. because just we are replacing the input by whole thing, this whole thing, the square applies to all these things. So, that is why, so this we need to expand with respect to, so if you take this as a whole square, so it will give a square plus b square plus 2ab. So, now whether this we can write it in terms of y of n, whether it is equal to alpha 1 into x1 of n, sorry, that is y1 of n plus alpha 2 into y2 of n, will it be
No,
equal? So, this is not
No.
equal to this expression, is it not? So, that is why the system is
It's not linear.
yeah, it is not linear, is it not? Have you understood? Any doubt in this? Hello? Any doubt regarding this?
Sir.
No, right? Or if you in any expression, if you are having doubt, you can ask. So, the system is not linear. So, now I will post some of the problems as an assignment. You try to do it and upload. Is it fine? All of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, if you have any doubt, please ask. Otherwise, I won't get it. Okay. So, please ask if you have any doubt. I will, even if you are not understanding any particular problem,